Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the top 10 best things to do first in Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. I'll be showing you some locations to get some free loot, upgrades, and easy ways to earn money in the early game, as well as set you up with some really great items for later on as you progress through the game. Now things won't really be able to progress much until you get the Jackdaw, your ship, in Chapter 2, and then Chapter 4 when you unlock the home base here. Now, one nice thing about this home base is there's a lot of places to get yourself some loot here. I would recommend every time that you go to a city to go through and look for all the chests in the area, but a very simple one. This viewpoint right here can get us a pistol that is really good to use in the early game. You're just going to do the old dive of faith here, jump on down, and you'll see a treasure chest right here. And just simply open it up and you'll get yourself the Captain's Wheel Lock pistols. This is a really nice pistol to grab early on, as not only do they look cool, but they have a very quick draw speed of 1.5 there. So that is great for allowing you to chain your takedowns. Now, some of them will have longer range, but this works amazing for the early game as a rare pistol. And the location is on the eastern side of the map here, and I'll zoom right in. So it's going to be just right here. Now you will be able to purchase a lot of weapons in this game, and I'll talk a bit more about stats a little bit later on, but one thing you need early on in the game is reals. So they are actually kind of easy to get, surprisingly. Now, if you come to a place like Havana here, there's actually a lot of great spots that you can run around and grab them. Assassin's contracts, once you have them unlocked, are a great option as they usually give you over like 1,000 or 2,000 each, and they only take like a minute or two to complete. But until you unlock those, you have to go through the quest here. Chests, that's one thing that I would recommend going through the main cities. Every time you appear there, zoom in on your map and it'll actually show off these chests, mark them all, and just go and grab them all. The nice thing about marking them on your map is you can see them through walls, and honestly, they only take a couple minutes to grab, so it's a really good source of loot and even items in the early game, so I would highly recommend going through and doing that as soon as you can. They're typically a little bit hidden in like little alcoves like this, so yeah, you want to go into your map first to be able to reveal them. This one gave me around 600 rails. It's pretty solid. Anytime you see those items as well, they get automatically sold, so you just get the money right away. But once you've unlocked Assassin's contracts, those are quick, easy ways to get it as well. And Templar hunts. Those are also, they only take a few minutes to do, and you can actually get a lot of money just from doing these. And we're pirates after all, so boarding ships and taking over them is one of the best ways. You'll also get wood materials like wood and metal. So obviously, whenever you see ships around, it's better to board them than to just destroy them, as it was in the original. Now, crafting is a core component of this game, and there's actually a little trick that I'll show you that can double your yields. I'll show you after we go over some of the best early game upgrades to grab. I really like just maxing out the pistols here. This gives you more ways to chain your attacks. Health upgrades obviously being very important as well. And to get some of your very first upgrades, I'd recommend Abaco Island here, which has both the iguanas and the ocelots here. So you can actually track these as well like you would the chest. These will give you both the health upgrade and your pistol upgrade, and they're both really easy to do. And what's great is if you want the pistol upgrade number 2 to carry another pistol, we actually just come south in the Nassau here. So what's great about this is it also has the ammunition upgrade. So you got wild pigs and rabbits here. The rabbits are actually kind of hard to find, but you can stealth in the bushes here to make it a little bit easier. And to get the final pistol upgrade so you can carry 4, highly recommend that you do it. It looks cool and it's a really powerful upgrade. Hunt the bull shark. There are 4 of them just in this row here. So within minutes you can grab all of these here and get your pistols fully upgraded. And 2 other upgrades I'd recommend grabbing is the smoke bomb pouch, which is more iguanas, and there's actually some at the Great Inagua, which is your home island, as well as the dart pouch, which requires you to get the howler monkey skin. And the howler monkeys can be found at Cat Island here, which is an island I would highly recommend going through and clearing out because there's a lot of really good stuff here. And you can also find howler monkeys at Cape Bonavista here, which is just beside the Havana, so that's another good place to find a variety of different ones: jaguars, howler monkeys, and wild pigs. And while we're in Havana, you can actually get a trinket here that's going to double the yields of your anytime you skin an animal, which I would highly recommend doing before going and grabbing all these. Now, this is actually in this location just right here. This is why I say grabbing chests is super important. There is a chest just in this location here, so that's a better picture of it. There's a note here and this treasure chest. Exact coordinates are 213,568, and with this item here, it will increase the wildlife products gained from skinning animals. So this is really good to grab. Best part about this is you can just swap it on anytime that you need to go and skin an animal. I typically am going to have the lodestone, which you can purchase from a general shop, which will loot corpses and curios automatically, which is obviously quite nice. It just prevents you from missing out on loot. I always have this one equipped and then swap out for the exotic seashells anytime that I need to grab some pelts. Now, two of the easiest and best upgrades for the Jackdaw that you can get early on, right around chapter 4, is Lucy and the Padre. These weren't in the original game, but they're very much worth grabbing. Lucy gives you somewhat of like a parry for your ship, kind of. Basically, whenever you brace an attack, you basically are reducing the damage by a large amount. And the Padre here can now allow you to ram dash, which is a massive, massive amount of damage. So it is worth grabbing both of these, as the ship combat is not always the easiest for everyone. And you'll go onto your map and you'll see these little pirate hats here. Whenever it says an officer quest, go and do those right away. They're going to be just to the east and west of your basic island here. So go ahead, grab them and do them right away. With the name of the quest being a second chance here, this will give you the ram attack. It's so worth it. There is like a short quest involved, but again, it's worth doing. And Salt Key Bank will get you Lucy. So again, do these right away. Now next I'll show you some weapons and different weapon buffs that we can get that will massively improve your game. Now, one of the best places to grab a ton of loot is actually Florida here. So we're gonna come on over to this section. And once you arrive, there's actually a lot of different loot that we can grab in this section, but whenever you grab this synchronized spot, you can actually see the treasure chest that we're looking for just right there. So whenever you arrive, there'll be this chest, and running over to it will grant you the Privateer's Cutlasses. So these are actually really good because they have 25 attack with 2 chain takedowns. And while you will find better swords later on, it's nice to just grab these. They look pretty cool too. And again, 25 damage, 2 max takedowns, which is a great improvement over your British Cutlasses you may have started with. That location is 376791, but that's not all, folks. We also have 2 really good underground treasure chests in this section right here. So swim underwater and you're going to find both these loot options here, which will give you around 1,000 reals, and this other chest, which has a golden trinket. This is actually used for a little mini quest whenever you're in Havana. So great to grab both of these all in one quick sweep. And then you can climb up this ship here to give yourself some animus points. So yeah, it's worth it just to grab all of this all in one go, because it literally will take you like a minute, get a sword, get a lot of money, and some upgrades. And again, speaking of Cat Island, you can get a great upgrade, which makes all of your weapons do more damage to enemies' defenses, which is really important because it allows you to get takedowns a lot quicker. And I gotta say, this one is very noticeable. This is the Narwhal's Horn. The Narwhal does not bacon at midnight. And once you arrive here, there is, you can actually see it just from the dock here. That window that I just placed my cursor on, that is the window you're going for. There's a lot of enemies that will fight at you. There's a guy in the tower that you gotta watch out for. You can sneak your way up using the bushes to that building. And there's plenty of loot here. Also, taking out the officer will get you a key that gives you a bunch of items as well. But yeah, you can easily enough sneak up the right-hand section to get towards this building, and then climb up the right-hand section of it, and then you can just easy enough run in through here, and it's just gonna be on this table right here. And boom, you just go and interact with it, and you got yourself one of the best items. And honestly, it's a rare trinket, but it may very well be a legendary because it has better effects than a lot of the other ones here. So Narwhal's Horn, worth grabbing. And I'll show you how to get a weapon that has 38 damage a little bit later on. However, I just want to quickly talk about the weapon stats because they are a bit misleading. Now, in number of damage here isn't the full reflection. Now, this is conferred by the devs that you want to use a variety of different things when you're in fights. I'll be posting a video guide on how to do combat most effectively. You want to switch things up by using kicks and just sweeps at the legs, using your rope darts and everything that you got at your disposal. Now, one thing that's important is looking for actual maximum takedowns. While this has 17 damage, sometimes it's better to maximize your overall takedowns depending on the enemies you're going against, especially if you got that full pistol upgrade. This just allows you to chain them together. Enemies will try to block your chain takedowns, so using the pistol will open them up for that takedown, which makes things a lot easier. You also want to use your pistol against any of the large brute type enemies that use axes. So when you're looking at purchasing a new weapon later on, sometimes it's better to go for max takedowns if you prefer going for that route of combat, or if you just like hacking and slashing. The damage isn't going to be as much of a difference as like if you're going from like a low damage 17 to 38. You won't actually see that fully reflected. I'm not sure exactly how the combat stats end up working, but it's not like doubling up your overall damage. However, one of my favorite weapons is the pistol swords here. So whenever you do your hold down the right button attack, it'll fire 2 gunshots and no ammo cost. So you can use this to break up attacks with. It's nice just for something a little bit different. I also like the cutlasses here, which give you, the cutlasses are basically for dealing with multiple enemies at a time. And then the rapiers are giving you a large reach, which is good for single target encounters. For the most part, cutlasses will be probably the best choice for you if you wanted to spam your heavy attacks. But I personally really like the pistol pistol sword. So the thing is, mix them around, buy multiple weapons and swap them up. If it has lower damage, again, it's not a huge deal. It's about making it fun for yourself, because again, at the end of the day, the devs said you can beat the game with like the very basic swords you get at the start, so don't stress too much. Just use what you enjoy. Now, upgrades are a big part of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. One thing that you definitely want to do is upgrade your home base. This is important because it opens up a lot of different vendors and different upgrades you can get for not just the Jackdaw, but for your character yourself. So yeah, come to the Manor, upgrade things. I would personally recommend grabbing the treasure dealer here. They're right down by the docks, and the reason I would recommend grabbing them first is it just allows you to get upgrades a lot easier. They can put your maps together, but one of the most important things, besides having some of the best gear in the entire game, which can give you like health on your attacks, one thing you want to do is go down to the very bottom here. You can purchase bones for 1,000 reals here, and this is so much worth it because sometimes it's just annoying to go and hunt down everything that you need, and if you just don't want to do that, or if there's something you don't want to go find, you can just come here, purchase bones, as at a later point in the game you're gonna be swimming in money. So this just makes things a whole lot easier. Upgrades to the general store will also open up and give you new access to weapons, so that is definitely worth it. And the ship right here, or the ship upgrades, these are very important. I'll just briefly go over a few that you should definitely upgrade first. One of them is the armored hull, because yeah, you're gonna get shot and you're gonna take damage. It's the name of the game. Having this upgrade is very important, especially if you don't like to brace for attacks. I know some people don't. I'd also recommend grabbing the mortar as quickly as possible, because this gives you a long range attack so you can engage ships this way. It's just one of the best things you can do. It's also great when you're trying to take down forts. I would also recommend upgrading obviously your heavy and heated round shots here. The more damage, the better. And also upgrading your cannons here so you can fire more shots. These will allow you to take down ships really quickly. Personally, I like the ram. Not everyone's like big on that gameplay, but the rams are amazing because you can just use this to ram into targets and it does a lot of damage. I also fully upgraded the bow chasers. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have an excess of money. The bow chasers aren't fantastic. You can use them to shoot at the sails to slow down ships, which is nice for allowing you to do follow-up shots with. But yeah, these aren't like my priority, just one of the cheaper ones to upgrade. Same thing with the front cannons. Like, I have this fully upgraded first. Wouldn't recommend it for my testing. It's better to upgrade the broadside cannons. These are where the real damage comes from, and ramming into targets as well, and using your mortars. Those are like the big three. I'd also recommend grabbing the harpoon upgrade, because if you don't upgrade it, if you miss one of these, you're likely not going to grab one of the sharks. And getting all these upgrades here are relatively cheap, so do these early too if you like to, upgrade your character without grabbing bones. There's also a lot of really cool sails that you can find throughout the world, so I'd recommend just exploring for that reason. But yeah, for your hideout, fully upgrade Harbor Master and General Store first, and the Treasure Dealer is nice just to make things easier if you're trying to get your upgrades. And also upgrading the structure of the house gives you more fleets, which is amazing, and you'll also get more maximum money, so that's one thing you definitely want to upgrade, because it just gives you money over time. So this is just nice and easy. Like, we got 1,000 reals there, just quick and easy. It didn't have to do anything. And the last tip I'll give is how to get easy armor. Captain Drake's outfit, legendary outfit that you can grab. And another thing, we can also grab his swords really easily as well, which are great because they have 38 damage and they're rapiers, so they're great for dealing with a single target. And to get these, you're going to come over to the very far west section of the map. We're going to come over to this here synchronized viewpoint. My recommendation, there is a fort here that you can avoid. I just went down here and made my way up. You can come around here and avoid it altogether. You can come from the top. There's a few different ways you can approach this. The trick is, we want to come from this shore here, climb up to here, and then you can climb up to this viewpoint here, which is how we can get both of them. So you can see our Jackdaw over there. The outfit is actually underwater over in that section. The sword is just over here. So running back from this viewpoint, we're actually just going to make our way on over here. So I'm just going to quickly speed run to this section. Again, you can open up your map and it will be on the map here, and it's just down over into this section here. You're just going to drop down and continue along over here, and right over into this corner here, you're going to see this little alcove, and you run in, treasure chest, boom, 38 damage swords easily. Exact location is 15,550. And we're going to be jumping on over to like this section right over here. So right in the water in this spot, you can actually just dive right off the cliffside here into the water, and this will take you roughly to where we need to go. So going underwater here, you're just going to swim straight forward. You will end up seeing a chest in this section here, which is exactly what we're going for. And there it is right there. So go ahead, open up the chest, and you will have yourself the legendary outfit, Captain Drake's outfit. Now, unlike the original, they don't really have any benefits other than looking cool, so this is more so just for if you want to get yourself something legendary. And yeah, the swords are some very powerful swords that you can grab early game, so I just want to mention those two because they are really easy to grab and not too challenging. But that is 10 tips on things that you should do first in Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.